We've made it to the final episode of The Haunting of Hill House, and finally all the answers will be revealed. Every mystery solved, except I'm not sure that's true. There is part of me that wants to leave this episode completely understanding every single facet, every single detail. I want to know how the haunting first began. Is there a specific origin story? I want to know exactly how all these things have intertwined, and I'm sure a lot will be revealed. I'm not sure if everything will be revealed. I mean, it's not like this show can, I mean, I guess it could, but I doubt that this episode is going to go in chronological order exactly from the moment the haunting or whatever first began and all the way through everything, and maybe it will, but I don't know. I think there's going to still be some stuff to dig into and think about and talk about after it's all said and done. I could be wrong. I've had a lot of theories since watching the last episode like an hour ago. Some of which I might turn out to be true. Most of which I think will prove to be false. My mind definitely went, wow, okay, Olivia going crazy, trying to kill her children, killing Abigail, and then killing herself after failing. Like that, just that. If that's the story and that was the cause of all of the hauntings, and I do think it is the cause of some of the stuff that's happened. Like if that was the source of all the insanities, like of all of the people in the house that she was talking to were all in her head, right? And she was just crazy. That would make a certain amount of sense. But of course, the show itself contradicts that, and it wouldn't explain why the kids were seeing and experiencing strange stuff as well. So there's definitely, I think, specifically with Olivia and this family, the curtain is going to be peeled back. And we've got a lot of information about the Hills and various other things throughout this show. I don't know how much of that will get totally answered and resolved as far as the history of the house and the origin of the haunting. Like maybe the house is just haunted and we really are just focusing on the Crane family. That's what I think is going to happen in this episode. Let's find out by experiencing episode 10 for the very first time.
Mr. Dudley says this is a master key, so it's supposed to open any door in the house.
I remember this scene. Oh, we're seeing on the other side of the door. Theo?
This isn't working.
I saw the shadow under the door.
This is where Theo... But that's not... Wait.
I want to see what's in there, too.
Huh?
You're not funny, Luke.
She's not in the red room, is she? What room does she think she's in, then? That really wrinkled my brain just at the very start of this. And that's cool. I don't mind.
I am home.
His book.
I was gonna cook.
I know, but she wants fries. All
Wait.
the fries. Nothing but fries.
She's pregnant?
I always said I'd never gonna do a follow-up to Hill House, and I think this is why. It's just...
Eat.
Sperm donor?
Dad and I just got to the house, and we know Luke bought the gasoline, and
Oh, honey.
we're about to go inside.
Oh my gosh, this is later. Ah, here we go.
It was a house without kindness, never meant to be lived in.
Okay. Where's Luke?
I think I know where to find him.
I would think the red room. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're seeing the tall man. That's interesting. Just keep moving. Stay with Dad. Yeah, stay together. Oh, Abigail. Oh. Totally normal.
Look at me.
Do you believe now? Jeez Louise.
Fear.
Look at me.
Fear is the relinquishment of logic. We yield to it or we fight it, but we cannot meet it halfway. I am home.
Dad, that door's always been locked.
Except for when it wasn't.
Maybe it was the two of us.
Oh, no, Dad. No, it's gonna shut. Dang it. Love the transitions on the show. Still, episode 10, top tier transitions. All the way through, every episode.
We went to the red room. And then the door opened and I saw Luke, and then...
Luke died.
No. he was alive on the floor. And then the door closed. And
I wonder if Lee believes him or not.
And then he died. You have to say it.
Nope. I could just turn this off right now and it wouldn't be true.
I can't say what happened after the door closed. I don't remember
What?
how I got out of the house.
He blocked it out?
I don't remember coming back to California.
That's gonna make the sequel hard to
I
write,
don't
dude.
remember us
You don't remember.
reconciling.
Maybe this isn't real.
Well, of course you don't.
He's in the red room right now?
Because you haven't written it yet.
What?
I mean, is anything real before you write it, Steve? Not until you chew it up and you digest it and you it out on a piece of paper. And even then, it's pale imitation at best. You take other people's lives and love and loss and pain and you eat it, Steve. You are an eater. You are a plastic parasite.
Whoa.
A plastic hack, aren't you, honey? I was always a supporting player in your story, if we're honest. I would feed you and you and pay the bills while you squinted over some novel that nobody was going to read. Or
Wow. Her performance?
don't lie to me, honey. I wasn't real. If I was real, you never would have walked out that door. But I wasn't, and you did. This little one,
Oh.
she won't be
Yikes.
real either. She must be an eater like her dad. If she eats me from the inside and I burst like a blister, will you lose your mind
Wow.
like your mother?
I mean, yeah. Oh. Wake up. Okay, he's in the red room. Wait, is everybody here? Okay, what's going on? Tell me Luke's still alive. I know he's foaming at the mouth, and that's concerning. At the very least, turn the man on his side. Okay. We're getting this story all wackadoodle. Would you want it any other way? No. He got grabbed. Is he also living through some potential future that isn't real? Hopefully not real?
I couldn't help her. I need a bed, like a couch. Please let me come back, please.
She came back?
What do you think? It's a perfect place to get clean for a few days. You know, everybody's always given up on me my whole life. But not you, Luke. Not you.
You took the money and you ran away. I never found you.
No. No, I came here. I got us this hotel room. And I found you at the payphone, remember?
Right.
I have something for us. One last time, just to get well before we get clean.
I'm 90 days clean. 92, actually.
Yeah, but that's not clean. Because one day that needle's going back in your arm. You have an appointment with that needle. You're thinking, this is what I did with your money. I mean, Steve's money, let's be real. You're thinking that I put it in my arm in some alley and maybe I died there. Come with me, Luke.
No.
Baby, you already did.
What? I know it's not real, but this would explain what he's experiencing lying on the floor.
A little girl with the runny egg.
Oh.
Eyes.
Oh, okay. Hey, I was perfectly happy with his description. I didn't need the...
Steve,
Oh.
wait!
Poppy! What is happening? He was infected?
Luke.
Guys. They're definitely just throwing stuff at us during this opening sequences. 'Cause I guess we're not really just in the opening anymore. Like, we're in the episode, but it feels like it's just starting, you know?
Dad!
Shirley, can I recommend that you also hurry? Oh no, she's by herself. What is she gonna see? Vestiges of her childhood? Oh, he's there. Should I know who he is? And she's there.
I didn't order that.
He did. Whoever he is.
Tell him thanks, but I'm...
Do you want me to pour it out?
No, she wants to drink it.
I will keep it professional. Hand to God. We can chat embalming technique. I mean, that's what these things are for, right?
Conference.
No funny stuff. Embalming only. I guess that's the thing about starting your own home. They just never tell you.
And mine was pre-owned, too.
For real? I didn't hear last call.
Me either. Well, I guess that's it.
You were true to your word.
Since we missed last call,
Gonna do it.
I've got all the makings of a mean martini in my room and want a nightcap.
No.
I did really good right up until the end there.
You did. The 1 yard line.
Fumbled the ball, dude.
Such a guy.
Can't help it.
I enjoyed the conversation, but I'm gonna say goodnight.
Good. Of course, this is definitely an episode where we don't know what's real and what's not.
That's not what you said, though. You
Uh-huh.
looked at my ring, and then I said the thing about the carnivorous biped, and you said...
Let's see what kind of martini it makes.
You walked out of the bar, crossed the lobby, into the elevator, and you had that martini, didn't you? And you were so far away from home for the first time in so long.
Stop it.
You looked at my wedding ring right before you answered.
It was gross. You were married and you were pushing.
Don't lie. That ring closed the deal. You went upstairs with me because of the ring, because the ring meant...
There was 2 guilty
You had
parties.
as much to lose as I did. You don't know me.
Well, that was the whole point. You got dressed and you flew home and it was like nothing happened. You got away with it.
I'm a good person.
Well, you never did it again.
Never.
But you never told him, did you? Your anger at Theo and Kevin...
Makes sense.
So righteous.
Sometimes we get the most angry about the things we are guilty of.
You just decided not to look at it. Now that's you all over.
Dang.
Shirley never wants to look. But Shirley has to look. Is everything all right? I fixed her. But underneath, she is a horror. And we pickle it and paint it, but it's still death. But she is pretty.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't she?
I'm honestly just stunned. Oh, I don't need you to do that. This episode's full of weird eye stuff. Oh, man.
Shirley.
Did Nell come and wake her up? Nell went first, so she's a superhero trying to save everyone.
He's dying. Come on, Luke.
When I was a child, my mother spanked me for throwing a rock through a greenhouse roof. She had designed it, you see, and she was getting ready to show it to a client, and because I threw the rock, for the only time in my life, she hit me. But a simple rock through some glass taught me so much about my mother. I thought about it for a long time, remembering the spanking, but remembering also the lovely crash.
You're a little demented. I like it.
And after thinking about it very seriously, I went out and did it again.
Oh.
What's that about? I can't recall. There was a reason for this. I don't remember. I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything else. Because you're normal.
Yeah, it's so strange.
What were you feeling before? Fear and guilt.
Fear and guilt are sisters, Theodora. When you wake up, they'll leave you be.
All the hands.
No, you.
Nell's here to save you too, huh? I don't understand. They're clearly all being haunted by the house, but being here, the house is attacking, or I don't know. But Nell's like, come back to reality. No. Mom did this. It's not real, but it seems real. There in the red room where Luke died. Just like in the story that he was writing but wasn't writing because none of that was real. Cut 2. This is a very bright room, Luke. You woke up.
Where are we?
We're home, my love.
The hat.
Big boy hat. We're going to have a tea party with big boy hat.
And rat poison.
Go.
No, again. Even though she's a kid.
Have a seat.
Don't.
That means he's not dead yet. He can go back.
You're awake. You were having such a nightmare. Have a seat.
Don't do it.
Don't.
Yeah, listen to the little girl.
Where Why does she keep saying that?
Because she loves you. She's fighting for you.
This is a gift.
Not if I'm dead. I don't want to be dead.
It's a lie.
But you want to be in here.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. Please.
Don't.
No, I have to get.
Yes, yes, yes! 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 Oh my gosh.
I thought you were gone, man. I thought you were gone. Save me. She saved me.
Is Nell in the room with us now?
I feel a little clearer just now.
Oh.
No?
All of us have. So many times and we didn't know it.
I feel like I've been here before.
We have. So many times and we didn't know it.
What?
Everything's been out of order.
Yeah.
Time, I mean. Our moments fall around us like rain. Or confetti. Mom says that a house is like a body.
Uh-huh.
This room is like the heart of the house.
No, not a heart, a stomach.
It's eating.
It was your dance studio, Theo.
Okay, yeah.
It was my toy room.
Oh.
It was a reading room for Mom.
Steven's game room.
Family room for Shirley.
Because the window was the same for everything. What? I never noticed the window.
There was always
Did you notice the window?
put on different faces so that we'd be still and quiet while it digested. You have to live.
Yeah, Luke, do that.
I don't know how to do this without you.
I learned a secret. There's no without. I am not gone. I'm scattered into so many pieces, sprinkled on your life like new snow. There's so much I want to say to you all.
I'm so sorry our last words were in anger.
They weren't our last.
These.
I'm sorry that I didn't answer the phone.
But you did. So many times.
I'm sorry if I didn't listen at him.
Wouldn't have changed anything. Forgiveness is warm. Like a tear on a cheek. Think of that and of me when you stand in the rain. I loved you completely. And you loved me the same. The rest is confetti.
I love how these words take on different meaning when they come back around again and again. She's just gone. Okay, well, we're not done yet. Oh, okay. Different Olivia than you're used to seeing is my guess.
The first was young Miss Groton.
Oh.
She tried not to let him in. He stabbed her with a corn knife. That's how his crimes began. The next was Grandma Groton. So old and tired and gray, she fit off her attacker until her strength gave way.
Thank you for making it rhyme.
Stay away.
Olivia.
Forgive a girl for being lonely.
Everyone is home.
This is so...
You've changed so much.
So not the one he's been seeing all this time.
For my heart, I still had you with me.
Oh, love. That wasn't me. That was just you.
That makes sense.
What were you doing all this time away?
Holding a door closed. Because I knew there were monsters in the other side and they wanted what was left of our family.
They're out there in the woods. They're out there and we're in here and the children are finally safe.
But no, they're not. They're dying.
They're waking.
She's still trying to kill them.
You kept them from the truth.
To keep you safe. Their image of you.
He really... I can understand that.
You took them. And you hurt them, Hugh.
Even if they're broken or addicted or joyless, or yes, even if they die, we have to watch it all because we're parents. That's the deal we make.
It's a horror.
It doesn't have to be. I saw our daughter dance at our wedding. Her smile was like a light and it was reflected in everyone's faces. And I recognized that light because it was ours. We did that. We loved each other so well that it spread out into the universe and he created a new star.
This is our forever house.
They brought it back. So good.
I know you can open that door.
I won't let you take them away again. They'll die.
They will die if they stay. They're dying now. Our babies are dying. Let them go.
I'll be alone again.
If it wasn't for the kids in that room, I would have laid down with you. I would have followed you.
I believe that.
With those kids in that room. If you open that door right now, I will make a promise to you that I will keep forever. Open the door.
Huh.
Journey's end.
Yeah.
Lovers meeting.
I'm real nervous about what's gonna happen next.
Journeys don't end. Not if you love someone. They don't end at all.
No, stay with me. Stay awake. Stay with...
Start the car.
Say everybody into the car. Come on, Luke. Come on, Luke.
There's one more thing your brother and I have to do here. We'll see you there.
What? I'll meet you at the hospital.
The three of them are leaving, and maybe they're able to really leave and not carry the haunting with them. Why does Stephen have to stay?
Probably best you didn't say anything to them.
What did I see?
The Dudleys? Was it just a transition? He came back, sees his wife. What? This is so fascinating and horrifying.
What happened?
He's talking to Stephen?
Why are you here? Did you see?
I don't know. We were looking for...
Abigail is her daughter. Oh my gosh. Wait a second. Was that the Dudley's daughter? What if that was the Dudley's second daughter, really? And in a sick, twisted way, the house took Clara's daughter from them. Is that what happened? If it was, that's crazy heartbreaking and horrifying.
I can fix it.
Oh my gosh.
You can't.
You can't.
Why is this happening? Why are you even here?
Our daughter
Oh my
snuck
gosh.
out of her bed tonight, and we thought maybe.
Oh no.
No.
She really was their daughter. She really was their daughter. Oh my gosh.
Both of their children.
Taken by this dang house. Olivia. But really, it's the house, right?
Mommy?
Or am I making excuses? Oh crap. Everyone's seeing her?
Abby? Who hurt you, baby girl?
Oh, whoa.
Honey? I'm having the strangest dream.
Oh, this is an episode where truly I have no words. I'm just trying to take it in.
I'm gonna burn it.
So Luke wasn't the first to try that, huh?
You won't. She's still here.
Because the ghost? Oh, Clara.
Carry her body back to the woods, Olive. Bury her by the cottage in the garden that she loved.
They covered up Abigail's murder.
We kept her out of the world to keep her safe. We're the only ones who would even know to mourn her. We won't say anything about Olivia.
We won't.
That wasn't her.
We know that.
And your kids, they don't need to hear anything else. Or remember their mother in any way but the way that she truly was.
If you keep this house, keep us on. Keep everyone else away.
Oh,
Don't let
no.
it take anyone else. Let it starve. But leave it here so I can see her.
It's dangerous.
This is where she is now. I'm her mother. I won't leave her here alone.
What about the first baby? Is she here too? Well, we're getting a glimpse of the 3 hours. Right, present
I wish
day.
you would have told me. You didn't tell your sisters what you saw.
What did he see?
Some things can't be told. You live them, or you don't. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Dad.
This is all yours now. The house. And the promise. You and your sisters, your brother, were the best part of my never been prouder of anything. Anything. Take care of each other.
Dad, and be kind to each other. I was so lucky to be your dad.
What? We're gonna come back to that.
Home.
Good. I do want him to reconcile with Lee.
I've been so wrong
I try to.
about so much. I've lived with ghosts since I was a kid. Ghosts are guilt. Ghosts are secrets. Ghosts are regrets and failings. Most times a ghost is a wish. A marriage can be haunted, and I let that happen to us, and I'm so sorry, Lee.
She's gonna come clean about her past.
I have to tell you, I need you to remember while I do that I love you.
Good for you. This is hard.
I'm asking you to love me. It might be the hardest
Yeah.
that you've ever had to love me. But I know it'll be okay because it's us. Years ago, 6 years ago,
I wish I'd loved you better.
He reached out with the second hand. Second hand.
What are you saying, Steve?
I'm saying I built a wall around a big part of my life, and I hid behind that wall, and I thought that wall kept us both safe, but walls don't work that way.
What about these? Oh, trash.
Just in case if you ask me to, I will stay.
She's embracing whatever may come.
Let my hunger
Nice.
take me.
And all of that, the guilt and the grief and the secrets and the walls and the ghosts right now, my only wish is to come home.
And the photographs know I'm alive if you ask me to.
Fear is the relinquishment of logic.
Clara. They're gonna join the house forever.
But so, it seems, is love.
Oh. She is there with both her children.
The willing relinquishing of reasonable patterns.
2 years clean! Or maybe it's day 2. Either way, it's applause worthy. The cake does say day on it. Whatever. It's gonna be different this time, Luke. You've got so much support.
Silence lay steadily against the wood and stone of Hill House, and those who walk there walk together.
Wow. This show at every turn was nothing like I expected. Really a beautiful show, and there's a lot I kind of want to process and unpack with you. Yes, the show subverted my expectations in terms of structure and story at every turn, every episode. I was just when I thought I knew where we might be headed, the show's like, no, we're gonna do something else, and here we are. I think the one thing I got right is they didn't really explain the mystery of like the origin of the haunting or why this is happening at this house, but we know that it's happening at this house. Or at least the house is a metaphor and a central component to bring all of these elements in and tell this story. I do want to go through this episode a little bit, and starting with the end, then I'll go back to the beginning, and then some just bigger picture series things and ideas that I want to touch on. But yeah, so I did not clock the look Stephen gave his dad as they were leaving the house when Stephen saw the body. When they went back inside, I realized Dad was dead on the floor, but I was like, wait, what? I figured that was going to happen after the conversation they were having, but I had to go back and skim through to catch that because like it happened immediately. It's incredible. Steven definitely believes in ghosts now. You can't not believe in ghosts when you see your dad's dead body on the floor and your dad right there helping you carry your drugged out brother. Oh my gosh. I want to do one of the big picture things now as I'm just thinking about the ghosts of the house, and it's eating people. It's feeding on them. And in the case with Olivia, we very clearly saw it poisoned her mind. And eventually it led to her killing herself. How many people in this house killed themselves or killed other people? It seemed like Poppy, who was insane, killed her kids. I don't know. There's a lot of information dropped. It's interesting to me that most of the ghosts were trying to get people to wake up or kill themselves. Certainly that's what Olivia was doing to Nell, but it's not what Nell did for everyone else. She was actually waking them up and pulling them away from her mom's evil influence. At least that's how I took it. Same with Hugh. He, as a ghost, was immediately following through and helping his kids. Everything that man did was to help his children and save his children. And I have so much respect for them. I hope Steven eventually told them something. At the very least, like, they deserve to know the true story of what happened to Dad. The full truth. Right? It's absolutely insane to me that they left. I mean, Hugh really left the house for the Dudleys. And we saw at the end, Mr. Dudley brought Clara back. And it was like a oddly beautiful moment. Like a family reunited all her children. But at the same time, I don't know. Is it beautiful? The music sure made it so. It's definitely creepy and scary with change the soundtrack, and it would be a very different experience. I promise you that. I don't know exactly what to think of it. We have to destroy the house, right? Eventually someone's gonna move in again, or everyone who owns it or has a claim to it will die. I don't know. Is there a solution there? That's not what this is about. That's not really that important, really, in the grand scheme of things, but it's just something I was thinking about. But okay, let's circle back to the beginning of this episode, because the first part of this episode was a little bit jarring for me. I've loved everything they've done this season. I've loved every episode. I've loved the structural choices until the first part of this episode, when they kept like, I see what they were doing. They jumping around as people entered the red room or whatever. Each child, got a weird, like, kind of, well, the delusion that the mom gave them, the dream the mom gave them trying to wake them up or whatever. That's probably a very shallow understanding. If you can explain it better or, deepen my understanding, by all means, feel free. Thank you. Yeah, it was jarring, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it. But in my mind, I just said, hey, give it a minute. Let it go through. And by the time I got through all of them, they became more compelling. And by the time we got to the back half of this episode, it was just really moving. It was really compelling, really emotional. The least amount of scares of the whole show. I think the biggest scare of the show for me was definitely Nellie in the car. The biggest shock of the show for me was Nellie as that lady. Loved all of those moments. But the meat of this really comes down to all the commentary at the end. And I would have to rewatch it to kind of pull all the snippets out. But talking about a wish, talking about grief, talking about marriage, the show said a lot of really interesting things. We all have pasts, some more traumatic than others, but I think everyone has something that if we let it, we'll be haunted by it. And there is this instinct that we as humans have to build up walls. And we saw a lot of great examples of that, especially in the final few minutes of this episode. But throughout this series, we saw people had walls. Shirley had her walls up of just pushing everything down. She's not going to look at it. And if she doesn't see it, then it's not real. She doesn't have to confront it. And she definitely doesn't have to let anybody else in her whole life know about her indiscretion. Theo, who is not letting anyone, and she doesn't even, her relationship with Trish, which is a great example of not letting people in. And we saw she had a lot of Trishes before Trish. And Steven just denied everything. But at the end there, we saw they let their walls down. Theo let Trish in for real. Shirley confessed to to Kevin, and I like to think they're going to be okay. I don't know. One of the things I really don't love in media or in life, I guess, is when people cheat on each other and indiscretions. I just hate it. I hate it so much. But it made a very interesting story here that I kind of liked, just as another example of walls, right? Certainly, she's keeping that wall up to protect herself. She doesn't want to lose her family. But hiding something like that, I don't know, maybe you would disagree with this, but I think hiding something like that is just, it eats away at you. It eats away at you. It would destroy you eventually. Certainly, it would eventually cause her to, I think, lash out and lose everything. But I don't know, maybe she really would be able to stuff it down forever. But I think confession is good for the soul. And I think ultimately her confessing to Kevin, at the very least, Kevin deserves to know what happened, and then he can make a decision and they can work through it together or move on. I don't know, but I hope they work it through, and I kind of feel like they would. And same for Steven. We don't know exactly all of the details or the order of which things happened as far as his split with Lee and then their reconciliation at the end, right? I'm assuming she found out that he had a vasectomy, and I'm curious how he feels about that decision now that he knows the real truth about his dad. Does he still think their genetics are cursed? I'm guessing he doesn't. Is having the vasectomy reverse something that he could do? I don't know how that all works, to be honest. I've never studied it or researched it or even thought about it, really. But I would love for them to be able to have a family. There's options, one way or another. And I loved this shot of Luke. Whether it was year 2 or day 2, he had his support system there. They were all gathered around celebrating, and there's a whole lot left to be thought about, talked about. Let me know whatever is most interesting to you in the comment section. I'd love to talk a little bit more about this with you, and thank you for watching. I am watching The Haunting of Bly Manor. I'm excited to get into that soon. It will be releasing weekly on Patreon and to channel members. In fact, it's releasing now. It will be coming to YouTube. I don't know exactly when just yet, but it'll be a little bit faster than weekly releases when it is released. So I'm looking forward to that. So be sure you're subscribed if you want to check that out, or check me out on Patreon or YouTube channel membership if you don't want to wait and you want to jump right into weekly releases of Bly Manor. And of course, all the other content is on there as well. Full episode reactions over on Patreon. Just need your own copy to watch along. Thank you so much for watching this with me. It has been such a joy. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.